premise, you win, and burden of proof. Wait, you agree on 5 minutes of burden of proof and burden of rejoinder, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Found a follow
yeah, you can.
Do we want to have like fallacies deduct points or anything like that, or no?
Oh yeah, sure. We can just use fallacies as like to debunk points or whatever.
Alright, sure. You want to start or me?
No, we gotta stay our premises. So you can go ahead.
I'll just take the stance that like my character outscales yours.
I'll just say that. I believe Michael Myers wins via the quality of his hacks.
Alright.
I can go ahead and start.
Sure.
Alright, GG.
What?
GG.
Off of what?
I believe that Michael Myers wins via the quality of his hacks, and I believe, so I won.
I don't. That's not like how a premise works. If you're just gonna rat with premises,
you never like.
That.
Okay, you
All
never like
okay
never consider the premise.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, okay, so you've agreed to my premise.
Oh my, that's not an agreement to your premise. You know what okay means? Okay can just be like an acknowledgement. Are you just strawmanning me?
Acknowledging? No, I'm just saying like, okay,
if you doesn't mean I agree to it.
We say our premises, and I said I was gonna start first, and you're like, sure, okay.
Yeah, you can like start as in like you can like start scaling. I acknowledge your premise doesn't mean I agree to it unless you're just like strawmanning me. Which you're very much doing by just like assuming what I'm saying.
No, I'm not assuming what you're saying.
You're just gonna like rat off premises.
I'm just literally, I just go off by what you stated. You said sure, okay, I started first. You already concluded to the dialectic. If you're just gonna like start off again, and I just start off, then yeah, I've already won because I believe that Michael Myers wins via the quality of the hacks.
All I did was acknowledge your premise. I just said, okay, acknowledgement doesn't mean agreement. Once again, if you're just gonna strawman, sure. Like, I acknowledge your premise doesn't mean I agree to your premise or anything. I acknowledge your premise, and you can, like, start with, like, presenting your, like, arguments and, like, continue the dialectic. Why are you, like, ratting off of premises?
I'm not ratting off of premises.
Have an actual debate, or are you just gonna, like, continue to rat off of premises?
I'm just saying I won. Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about? Are you gonna, like, continue to rat off of premises and continue to, like, strawman me?
I'm not ratting, I'm just arguing.
Yes, you are. You're assuming that, like, an acknowledgement means an agreement, which is just not true. I can, like, acknowledge the existence
like, what are you talking about?
I inherently agree to it.
Okay, but we still proceeded the dialect. I don't get what you're getting at this.
Yeah, I'm saying that all I did was acknowledge your premise. I never agreed to your premise. When I said you
let's say this. Alright, hold on. So like, let's just say this. Let's just say I start scaling, and then I say, do you have any contentions with this? And then you just said, okay, would you be acknowledged about my scaling and just continue for me to scale? Nah, this doesn't make sense at all.
Yes, it would. I would acknowledge your scale. I could say, okay, I'm gonna contend this. What? I can say okay as an acknowledgement to your scale.
That's not what I said. I said like okay, like
this. You know what okay
means? Like if I ask you, no. I literally ask you like if you had any contingents of my scaling, we can proceed. Then if you just say okay because you acknowledge my claim, that wouldn't make sense at all because you already agreed that there's no contingent of my skill. Like what?
No, I didn't. What okay would just mean that you acknowledge like the existence of the scale. Like and like once again, I could say okay. I'm gonna contend this scale. That's a sentence. Do you know what okay means? You're assuming okay
if you're gonna contend,
not.
You're saying
okay as in like the definition.
Okay. Sure.
All right. I'll just put it in like.
Why don't you
I already got the definition. I already got the definition. So, like,
all right, cool,
I'm already going for the definition. All right, right here. Here, I'll say it right here. I'll send it. Debate 1.
All right, I'll just send the definition too. This motherfucker.
All right. By definition, it says that used to express assent or agreement or acceptance. So you've already agreed to that. Like, what? How's this going to be an acknowledgement? That doesn't make sense at all.
Oh my god. You know, like, you can accept it as, like, an acknowledging something, right? Like, I can accept the existence of something doesn't mean I can, like, agree to it.
Yes, you.
like I
What?
can like
Okay,
say
that just
once
goes.
again
That
I can
just
say
contradicts. No,
okay
no, 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 no,
and then
no.
just
That
go on to
really
10 year
contradicts the
scale. Like
definition
okay,
itself. Like what?
I understand like what
No,
you're
no, no. That
saying.
doesn't make sense at all. What are you
Yes, it
talking about?
does. You can say like okay as in like you understand something that's going on. Like let's say for
Understand? Okay, but that is not
example,
what the definition says.
no
The
no no wait
definition
wait
says that
Rezi
I
Rezi
agree
Rezi
already. You've
Rezi
already agreed to my
Rezi.
premise, so
Oh
therefore
my
I already
god,
won
you're
the
just
debate.
going circular about this point. Rezi, you realize you can
Am I going
like
sugar?
you can like essentially like state an
I've already
argument.
shown the
And I could
definition for
say
this.
fucking okay as in okay, I understand your fucking argument, and then go on to
Okay,
contend your
then you can
argument.
say that.
Okay
Okay,
can
I
also be like an
understand. You never
acceptance
said, "Oh,
of
okay,
like
I
what
understand." Look, look,
of
look,
like
look.
what you're
You literally
talking
just look,
about.
look.
You're just like
See the way how
straw
you
manning my
express this? No, no,
ass.
no, no, no,
Oh
no, Viper.
my
You're literally look.
god.
This is my quote unquote. When you said, "Okay, I understand." That's not what you said. You just said, "Okay," and by definition,
Okay.
"Okay" would just be in an agreement in its
Okay, and
sentence.
then you straw manned my
You're just
wording.
conflicting. No, no, no.
So
I'm not
so
strawmanning
then
your
I'm
wording.
fucking
You're just
agreeing with you. What?
conflicting the definition of. You're conflicting the disagreement, bro. What the hell?
Not what? You're
Viper,
straw
this doesn't
manning
make
me
sense at
by
all.
assuming I'm
How am I
using okay as in
strawmanning
an
you?
agreement. What? Why are you fucking like
Nope.
straw manning me constantly?
I'm not strawmanning you. Like, what?
Yes, you
How's this a
are.
straw man?
Oh
No, no, no.
my
How's this a straw?
god.
Look, look,
All right, let
look.
me
If
explain
you're
to you
gonna
how
like,
this is
look,
straw
look,
man.
look.
Rezi, shut
If
up
you're
for
gonna
one
say no,
fucking
no, no, no,
moment.
no, 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 no. Let
Rezi,
me
shut
just
up,
explain
shut
it.
up.
Let
If
me
you want me to
I just
explain how it's a straw
Alright, do
man,
y'all want
shut up.
moderation?
Yes.
moderation. Sure.
Okay. Rezi, stay what you're gonna say. I mean, Viper, stay what you're gonna say.
Alright, so Rezi pretty much just like asked me to elaborate on why it's a straw man. Essentially, when I said okay, I meant it as like an acceptance of like I understand what he's saying, not as in like the acceptance of the form I agree with what he's saying. You can like essentially say okay in the manner of like understandment. Like you can like I can accept like what this means. Like for example, someone can like state a contention to your scale, and I could say okay, I'm gonna contend this now, as in okay, I understand what you're arguing. I don't need you to like re-clarify or anything. But I'm gonna go on to contend your scale. That's a sentence. That's what okay can mean. Sure, it can mean that like I agree to a scale, but it also can just mean like I accept like essentially I understand something. I can accept it in the sense that I understand it. I accept the meaning of it. Doesn't mean I inherently agree to his scale as a whole. Like he's saying what he's saying. He's saying I'm talking about okay in the agreement. I'm saying okay in the sense I'm just like accepting the meaning and like understanding what he's saying.
Alright, so Rezi, can you like contend that in actual fair manner? Cause like I can
Yeah.
barely hear y'all. Y'all are
Continue.
talking over
Alright.
each other. I'm going to start muting y'all.
Alright. So
Damn.
basically, okay. Okay, what is it like, quote unquote, like, okay, I understand it by his expression, right? Hello?
Yeah, what?
Hello?
What?
I'm
We
saying
can
like,
hear you.
okay, he quote unquote, okay, he said it, I quote unquote, I understand, using okay as an expression to say, oh, I understand. But like, okay, if he's gonna use that as a like a way that acknowledgement, then why couldn't he just say that at first? You made it sound like, oh, you already agreed to it. And by definition, it says it's an agreement or acceptance. So therefore, you've already agreed to this. So like, that doesn't make sense. You could have just said, oh, okay, I understand this. So then we can just proceed. But instead, you just said, oh, okay, then we can just agree to it. That sounds like you're just making an agreement. I'm not strawmanning anything. I'm just saying, I'm just going by what the definition says in general.
Yeah, I
Alright,
already
y'all
like.
can go off of that now.
All right,
Jesus
I can
Christ.
contend this thing.
Yeah.
All right, so once again, that is just you like strawmanning and assuming of what I'm saying.
Oh
It's
my
not your right
god.
to just like assume what I'm
I'm not
saying.
assuming. I'm just going by what the
Rezi,
definition
Rezi,
says
let
at
me
all,
speak,
bro.
dog. Let me
Okay, go ahead.
speak. Like it isn't my burden to essentially like fucking explain like what okay means to you if you don't understand it. You can ask me. Like if you don't understand what I'm clarifying, you can ask me what I mean. But just suddenly like assume, oh yeah, I'm referring to it in this context when I already just explained to you how I'm not referring it to that context. It's not my burden to essentially fucking explain to you the specifics of what I mean, unless you like sorry, it's not my burden to like explain something unless you like ask for clarification, which you didn't. You just like straight up assumed what I'm saying, and I already explained to you how the definition of okay can also mean like acceptance or like acknowledgement of what it means. Like I can just like acknowledge of like what you're saying and the understanding of it doesn't inherently mean I agree to it, but you're assuming it means an agreement.
Can I go?
Yeah.
So basically, okay, I never, okay, one, I've never even assumed or anything. I'm just going by what definition says. I don't need to clarify you or what it means or none of that stuff. I'm just going by what definition says itself. And we're using Oxford, so I'm going by one definition saying, oh, okay, the assent, agreement, or acceptance. So I just don't see how I'm strawmanning because I'm not assuming anything. I'm just going by what the definition says. You're just conflicting. You're conflicting your own argument, inherently not even going by what the definition says itself.
No, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. You can go ahead.
No, I'm not. You can like do like assessment or like acceptance of something and like I understandment or like acknowledgement. That's what acceptance and assent can mean. It doesn't always mean like if I accept or assent something, it doesn't always mean that I automatically like agree to it in the sense that I'm like agreeing with your argument and conceding the point. You can accept something by just like acknowledging it. Like I accept the existence of blank. Doesn't mean like I inherently agree with your argument as a whole or I like assent this or accept that. Doesn't like you're just assuming that it's talking about the agreement, which is a straw man. I assuming like what I'm referring to when by assuming to what I'm referring to and essentially twisting it to essentially back up your argument and make it what I'm conceding, but I'm not. That's not what I said at all. And I specifically clarified that for you when you asked and when you tried to straw man me off of it. But then you just like disregarded it and saying, oh yeah, okay automatically means agreement, yet
Your
it
mic
doesn't.
cut out.
What part did it cut out on?
Just like restart, like halfway out when you were finished.
Like what part did you last leave on? Because I was about to say it's just going circular and we're going like fucking nowhere with this.
You can just go go back to the part where like you can say that I needed to clarify it or like something like that, or like I'm assuming. Yeah, you can go back on that part.
Alright, so you can hear me now and shit?
Yeah.
Alright, so essentially you're just like assuming that I'm referring to one definition or one part of the definition when I'm not, and you're like automatically just twisting it correct and just automatically twisting it to fit your definition. I don't feel like saying what I just said over again, but we can just go to conclusions. Like this is just going circular. I don't want to just argue over ratting premises, bro.
Like I said, I'm not assuming anything at all. I've never even assumed anything. I'm just going by what the definition says itself. I just don't get how is this assuming shit if I'm just going by what I acknowledge. Like what's I don't know. Like okay, look, okay, you said that we needed to clarify. If we're gonna clarify, you could have at least clarified very specifically, saying, "Oh, okay, I understand," as if it's going by your acknowledgement. I'm not. Like, yeah, I think you've already heard this before. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna like actually clarify something, that at least say, "Oh," at least like be specific about it, and not just say, "Oh, okay." You just made it like literally. It's just going by the definition itself that you're agreeing to it. And since
So
we're
do
already in the
y'all
dialectic, we're already proving to what?
so do y'all want to go to conclusions on this, or is this like what?
There's like
Yeah,
no
sure.
point.
We can go
And
to
this is to
conclusion.
denote the premise because like, what?
Yeah, essentially he's saying that like since I said okay to his premise, that I agree to his premise.
Okay. Um, from what I've heard, right, the whole argument is that Viper's argument is that you're strawmanning him. You're assuming that he stated it in this certain way and not a colloquial term. If you are assuming this, then you're like denoting, you're like diminishing his argument in a certain way, right? Rezi is saying that it's not, strawmanning
Oh man.
because he's using the denotation of the word, which is what you would genuinely go by if you were to hear the word in a certain context. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I would give this one a Viper, I think. I think like you were going through the definition, right? But like Viper stated more arguments that like denoted the thing while
Wait,
you
what
were just
arguments did he denoting? Arguments did he denoting?
first off, he said acceptance, right? Acceptance would
Except,
be
yeah. What about
can mean, acknowledgement, right? Acceptance, like if I accept your
knowledge?
existence, right? If I accept your
I
existence,
don't
right?
really think
Things
that's
like
the right
that.
definition of it.
I mean, but I'm going off of what y'all argue.
But yeah, because I already checked
I
the
don't give a
definition of
shit
my
about that.
acceptance. You're gonna
I don't
like
give a shit
agree
about
to
what you
it.
look, Rezi. I don't give a shit about what you think, right? I'm going off what y'all argue.
Yeah, but I'm contending why you're saying is wrong. This is like that doesn't make sense at all.
Okay, did you say that?
Say what?
Well, off of what I'm saying, you're contending me by something you didn't argue in the debate. I'm asking, did you argue it in the debate? Did you argue that in the debate?
Argue with it? Yeah, I've already argued it. I'm saying like this. It doesn't matter because like you're still because like either way, the acceptance by it is just able to agree to it. So I don't get why it would be like a clarification or an acknowledgement if it doesn't go by
You
it.
never said that.
I didn't say I didn't care about Rezi's arguments. I'm saying I don't care about Rezi's arguments that he didn't say within the debate. Because if he can contend it by saying, oh, I did argue this, which contended that, right? If he's just gonna say, I don't think this is correct because I don't think, like, that's not a good contention. I don't think. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck.
You don't.
Anyways, yeah, Rezi,
Okay.
you're saying
Yeah.
you contended it by
That
what?
doesn't make sense at all.
Okay,
What?
so you contended it, right? You said you contended it, right?
Rezi, move on.
All right. In that case, Viper stated that acceptance could be the thing, right? He also stated that
Acceptance. Oh my god! And an acceptance means you're able to agree with it. What are you
I mean,
talking
yeah,
about?
you didn't bring in the definition. I think like that would have helped. But to be fair, like,
Yeah, that's literally what I said. I said acceptance. The definition
you
itself
did
already
bring up
says
the
acceptance
all right, yeah. If you
and
brought up the
agreement.
definition, I think
Yeah,
Viper. If you brought up the definition, I'm gonna give it to you, bro. If you
Rezi, you
did bring
never
up the
brought up the
definition,
definition. Why are you bringing it
Yes,
up now?
You just asked
yeah,
me.
exactly. Like I'm
You
saying,
just asked
I
me
didn't.
for the
I never
acceptance
heard.
and agreement. What are you
I never
talking
heard you like
about?
bring up the
Rezi
definition.
did.
Right.
How would
Rezi
you hear
did
me?
bring up
Look,
the
No, we
definition.
didn't. We only sent like
I
the
literally
okay definition,
No,
and like
no,
he never brought up
you're
any
not
other
listening.
definition.
You're not listening. By okay definition, it already has agreement and acceptance to it.
yeah.
We already know what acceptance is, and acceptance is able to agree with it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I already
Rezi was
elaborated on how like acceptance could also just mean like
What did
acknowledgement
you
of like what
know?
you're saying. What?
No,
The way
You
you
never
what is
contended
the
that.
way you said the example you brought apart was
can
was
acknowledge something you haven't accepted.
Why?
no. Look, Mark, you're saying that I didn't brought this up, but it's already a part of the definition. That's literally what acceptance means. How do you not know what acceptance means?
Bro, I already like explained to you how acceptance like backs up my point as well, and you didn't like actually contend it as well. That's what I'm saying. You never actually presented
How the
that
hell do you?
contention, and now you are what?
No. What? How does an acceptance be an acknowledgement? Like what? How do you like
he's
say?
saying,
already
Oh,
explained
he's
in the
okay.
saying you
debate
didn't
in
wait,
the
Rezi. He's saying you didn't debate that within the actual y'all are at
Why
conclusion.
do
He's
I
saying
need
you
to
didn't say
debate
that.
it if it's already in the definition? I already mentioned you so many times that the okay definition is an acceptance and agreement. We already know what acceptance is. An acceptance of able to agree to what another person says.
I said that you're gay, Rezi.
Yeah, I think because like not a it's just fucking used to express assent, agreement, or acceptance. Acceptance, Viper said acceptance. I can accept this, which means I'm not agreeing with it, but if
Hold
you
on,
accept
you're
it,
lying. You're cutting
I
out.
would
I
give
can't
that
hear
to
you.
I would give
Wait,
that to
we're still-
Rezi. What? That seems pretty stupid. All right,
Red
Viper,
W.
Viper, you can continue on what you're gonna say, bro.
What?
All right, I'm gonna give it to Rezi because the way you stated acceptance is still agreement.
Literally.
Yeah.
What? That's
If
not how I
I-
presented it at all. I like explained it exactly how it wouldn't. And
Go
just,
ahead
like,
and
Rezi
explain that
continued to
again for
strawman
me.
All right, like essentially I said acceptance in like the sense that like I'm accepting the existence of, not like the truth of it.
Okay, if you're accepting the existence, right? Let's say I accept your existence. Does that mean I don't believe that you exist?
No, I meant it like
That would
in
mean
the
that I'm
sense.
agreeing that you do exist. You're agreeing that the argument exists. Now, I believe you're saying you accepted it, you acknowledged it, but not that the argument is true, but you still, right? And I don't think Rezi would win off of this. I don't think you would. I don't think you would agree to his argument, but like off of what he said, yeah. To acknowledge
Isn't
or
he using this like
accept
as a
something.
win con? Like, isn't he like saying I conceded? That's his like argument.
If
Like
he
him
says
ratting.
you assent,
I'm
agreed,
saying that
or
I fulfilled
accepted
my
what he
premise.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
saying his fulfilled his premise.
Yeah, so
Also,
and we
that's
already
such
like
a
agreed.
dumb way to argue. You said I believe, and then you're going off of what he said. Never mind. Anyways, because he didn't even do the premise trap right. You fucking suck.
Rezi wins.
No,
I think Tinma has like a problem with my judgment. I don't think because this debate's weird as shit.
Fucking.
Alright, so like I won.
I thought we were doing like an
But
actual
yeah,
debate. Not,
yeah,
like,
this is a
premise
corny.
trap.
Like actually debate, bruh.
Exactly, bro. I didn't come here for
I
Reddit.
just
You
write
fucking
these
ass
man's
fucking ratting.
results. Write this
Alright, I
man's
don't
results.
care,
Let them
bro.
do it.
My results. Well, no, all I did was just ask for a debate.
Wasn't that one guy's entire definition of acceptance wasn't inherently taking like the assertion or like negation to something, but just acknowledging it? That's like his
Yeah,
entire
that's what he's
argument.
saying.
He was
His
neither
entire
asserting
argument
it,
is that he just
like not
acknowledged
agreeing to it,
But like,
but not
the
taking a
whole thing-
negative stance to it. He was just
yeah,
acknowledging
the whole
it.
thing is
as
that
it existed.
that's why I said I don't. Yeah, but it's like the thing is but the way he stated the example that he brought is still agreement. It's not like
Okay, if his example he gave like contradicts like that, then sure, I don't care.
yeah, exactly.
Alright, so what's on my results?
Rezi, what's your topic? Rezi, what was the topic?
Michael Myers versus SpringTrap.
Yo, this shit is like absolute ratting.
Y'all should. Y'all are so. Oh my god! Actually,
Yeah,
debate Viper. This doesn't make
Exactly.
you better than anyone. This literally doesn't prove shit.
Exactly.
I
Rezi,
still
are we gonna
won.
like
What are you
actually
talking about?
debate?